Hello, Mark. I'm Michelle. My student number is S034137. Inside India's big fat 38 billion wedding market, Part 1. On a recent trip to India to explore the country's sizable wedding market, both editor-in-chief Imran Ames spoke to top designers, show organizers, media executives, and former brides to learn why weddings are such big business in this fast-rising country of 1.2 billion people. While the rest of the fashion world may have entered its late summer slumber, India's fashion industry is gearing up for its prime time moment. The, the, unfath- the unfathomably large, opulent, and over-the-top Indian wedding season. Depending on whose numbers you believe, there are somewhere between 1 and 10 million weddings in India each year. Last November, on a particularly auspicious date on the Hindu calendar, a staggering 60,000 weddings took place in New Delhi alone, all in one evening, bringing traffic in the city to a standstill. The non-stop nuptials won't begin in earnest until October, when the monsoon rains have disappeared and the summer heat has melted away, reaching a crescendo in November and December, and then again in the spring. But in preparation for this year's wedding bonanza, Indian designers have already been meeting with would-be brides and their families at luxury bridal fairs and expositions held across the country over the last few weeks. I landed in India just in time to take in the first of two back-to-back fashion weeks in New Delhi, where the country's leading designers showed their bridal and couture collections in runaway extravaganzas that start with elaborate sets evoking everything from Pompeii at the height of the Roman Empire to mythical Kashmiri lotus flowers and end with showstopper runaway appearances by Bollywood's biggest stars. But the designers I spoke to also seem to be charting a long-term course for a wedding market that is showing the early signs of change after years of heady bridal fever. Opulent events. Each year, around 2,000 high-end weddings take place in India. These are multi-day extravaganzas that defy the Western imagination, complete with pyro, pyrotechnics, performances by rating Bollywood actors and international music stars, and thousands upon thousands of invited guests. The Indian wedding is in the Indian wedding is in the Indian wedding. There is nothing that comes close to it, says superstar fashion designer Rohit Bal over breakfast the day after his bridal show in New Delhi. Where else can you show off your extravagance, your opulence, your wealth? And each year, these weddings seem to become more and more over the top, as prominent families aim to outdo each other with even more elaborate events. More exalted destinations, more expensive clothes, and fine jewelry. There was one lady in particular that seemed to be friend of mine for many of the people I spoke to. In June 2011, up to 6,000 guests reportedly attended the wedding reception of then 21-year-old Malika Reddy, daughter of a prominent Hyderabadi industrialist to Cedars Reddy, son of the Hindu Group and infrastructure and real estate conglomerate held in an arena next to the Rajiv Gandhi International Airport in Hyderabad. A special air taxi service was arranged for VIP guests, including A-list Bollywood stars Amitabh Bachchan, Shah Rukh Khan, Priyanka Chopra, and Rani Mukherjee. The three-day event was followed by a grand wedding reception in New Delhi, attended by India's Prime Minister Manmohan Singh. For India's ultra-high net worth individuals, it seems no gift is too lavish and no event is too opulent during wedding season. Budgets for a high-end Indian wedding can easily reach around 2 million, including the cost of events, travel, food, clothing, and especially jewelry. Each year in India, there are dozens and dozens of weddings which cost 10 million or more. Several websites reported that the Reddy wedding cost more than 100 crore rupees, or a staggering 16 million at current exchange rates. Finally, much of this is spent in cash. A lot of our clients have got so much undeclared wealth. Where else will they spend it? Asked Mr. Ball. They have to spend it somewhere, and this is the only place they can spend it, undisclosed. Vijay Singh, chairman of India Bridal Fashion Week, concurs. In India, there is a lot of black money, so check writing happens less. Celebrating family alliances. Historically, big Indian weddings were a result of marriage being more of a transaction than a bond of love, says my friend Shana Levy, a film producer who in March was married to Uraz Bal in a lavish but by Indian standards restrained ceremony at the sprawling Umaid Bihavan Palace in Jodhpur. Families chose a partner for their children based on economic and social standing, she says. To celebrate these alliances, big celebrations were expected more as a display of wealth and power. There is royalty, then there is old money, then there is new money trying to look like old money, then there is new money, then there is new money and very new money, then there is upper middle class and middle class, and everybody wants to move upwards. Even today, Indian weddings are about more than just the nuptials of a bride and a groom. The Maharajas started this cultural wedding weren't just about the girl getting married to the boy. It was about one kingdom getting married to another kingdom, as Mr. Ball Today it is one family getting married to another family. It is the amalgamation and merger of two large business homes. Indeed, the now infamous Ready wedding in Hyderabad was the coming together of two of the city's most prominent industrial families. So while the golden era of Maharajas may have ended and many Indians now have so-called love marriages, they continue this tradition of opulent weddings for social competition to enhance social standing in a public show of force. It's this constant class struggle, says designer Sabyasachi Mukherjee, who dressed Miss Levy for her wedding reception and is one of the biggest players in the Indian wedding market. There is royalty, then there is old money, then there is new money trying to look like old money, then there is new money. Then there is new money and very new money. Then there is upper middle class and everybody wants to move upwards. The world's biggest bridal market.